Hey guys, I thought I would try something different today. Um, I don't really have enough energy to put any kind of effort into creating content. So if I actually want content to get created, I realize it just has to be, I don't know, super simple. Yeah, I was trying to do live streaming, like live streaming playing games and then also live streaming game development. And I think I went a bit too hardcore on it. And then I just got too tired because work got kind of more busy lately. And yeah, I was just like, I'm too tired to do anything. So I've just been kind of chilling. I just don't have energy to do things because my stupid job, it requires a lot of thinking, like really difficult problem solving. And then by the end of, I don't know, just by the end of the workday, I'm just like kind of dead. And um, that's kind of why every time I've tried to make a game over the last few years or whatever, like I'll usually try it for a few days and then I'll just stop because I realize I'm too tired. And that happened again. So the way people reacted to my Jay is Alive video was kind of like a lot more positive than I was expecting. Um, and then people were asking me, "Oh, are you gonna make a game, or are you gonna resume work on the game?" And then I got kind of excited, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna try." And then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna live stream the development," and I did it twice, and then I don't know, I just kind of like ran out of energy, and just so that I don't like completely disappear and stuff, I realized if I actually want to put out content, it's gonna be like really just no effort, zero effort, no microphone. This is just my phone, and I think that's fine. So I've kind of let go of my inner perfectionist in in some ways. Sometimes it's still there, kind of plaguing me. I've kind of healed in some ways where I don't have to make everything perfect anymore, so I'm kind of okay with doing a video like this. With that out of the way, I thought it might be fun to talk about the Mario movie. See, I went to see it yesterday with Iggy, and I saw the Spanish version. So I wasn't dealing with any celebrity voices, which to me is a really good thing. I don't like celebrity voices. I don't like that they put celebrities in cartoons. I think it takes away from the art, and like it kind of takes you out of the experience. Like when I watch the English trailers and I see like Seth Rogen's voice and his laugh coming out of Donkey Kong, I just think of like Seth Rogen. And even though I've heard like Jack Black's performance is amazing, it still is Jack Black. Like I still think like, oh, that's Jack Black instead of thinking like, oh, this is Bowser. So for us, when we watched the Spanish version, we had the Spanish voices. There's no like celebrity jumping out at you. You're just kind of like they're hiring the actors based on how they sound and like what's best for the character. And like the Spanish voices were all amazing. Like everything fit really perfectly. No voices stood out. So and also like the singing part. Like I know Jack Black's been heavily praised for that, but like the Spanish voice actor, his singing as Bowser was also amazing. Like it was awesome. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, and one other caveat is like I didn't understand everything that they were saying. So like, um, I think some of the jokes were probably childish or something. But like, since I'm like trying to understand Spanish at like a child level, like I don't know. For me, the jokes were funny. I didn't really have any part where anything seemed like really stupid or anything. But again, like I'm having a different experience because I'm watching the Spanish version and I don't really like fully speak Spanish. So, but anyway, like with those things said, like the movie, like was way better than I was expecting. I had my expectations really low. Like I had watched a few reviews. I think I watched maybe like three reviews just on YouTube before I saw it, and most of them were saying like the story is really basic, and I don't know. I didn't even feel that. I don't know. Like I wasn't really disappointed in the story at all. Like I was the movie had me engaged the whole time. There wasn't really ever a moment where I was like bored or like wondering like why would they do that. Um, I guess there was one part where I thought that for a second, like when Mario just met Peach and then they talked, and again I don't really understand. I don't understand like everything they were saying, but they like talked, and then the next scene is like she's sort of like training him, and I was like, okay, it's a little weird that she's all of a sudden dedicating this much time to this person that she just met. That was like the only story part where I was like, it seems kind of weird, but also I like didn't care because that like sequence was so cool, and I don't know. I just thought it was like as a Nintendo fan. Um, I'm not explicitly a Mario fan, by the way. I just like video games, and even though I made Super Mario Crossover, it doesn't mean Mario is like my favorite franchise. I'm actually probably more of a Zelda or Metroid fan. Um, but just like seeing the way that they like respect the characters and respect the whole franchise, like so many references, so many inside jokes. Again, that some of them probably went over my head because of the language, but man, it was just such a fun movie. Um, I was so emotionally engaged. Probably, I don't know. I when I watch movies, I tend to really like be emotionally invested. Um, and there was a part where like Luigi almost. There were actually like two parts where Luigi almost died, and even though I know it's a kids movie and stuff, I was like, my heart was beating. I'm like, oh no, like how's he gonna get out of this? And it just, I loved it, and um, I don't know. It was just nice to watch, to like see something created and to not be disappointed. Like, I mean, I know a lot of disappointment comes from like your perspective and stuff. It's like the perspective of the audience, so you can't really like blame. It's all subjective. But just I don't know. It was a video game movie. Like it really felt like seeing the video game as a movie, and for me, that's like what I wanted to see. And I wasn't even excited about the movie. Like I wasn't even sure if I was gonna go, just because again, I wasn't really like expecting it to be good. I was expecting to be disappointed. Um, but everything was just so fun. Like they had like everything was from the games. There wasn't any weird thing that just was in the movie that didn't belong there. And they even added like a little bit of backstory with Mario and Luigi, like seeing their family and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. And even a lot of the things that like other reviews were saying. Again, I only watched like three or four other reviews, but some people were saying that they wish that Luigi would have, not been captured, so that he would have been with Mario more. And like, yeah, I guess I can get behind that idea, but also like I wasn't really disappointed with that. Like it didn't feel like anything was lacking when Luigi wasn't there. It was just different. Mario was connecting with different characters. I really like the relationship between Mario and Donkey Kong. Again, even though I didn't really understand everything that they were saying, Donkey Kong was very expressive as a character. Like the way, I don't know, when he came out, he's like dancing and stuff. Again, I wasn't seeing Seth Rogen, so I I was hearing like a Spanish voice that just sounded really appropriate and stuff. So just seeing, I don't know, the way Donkey Kong was like dancing around, and that he came out and they did like a little bit of the DK rap. And it was super fun when Mario was like trying to find all the he was trying to get a power up, and he kept getting all these different power ups, and it was so cool. Yeah, and then the Mario Kart part was awesome. So many creative ideas. It's like they never ran out of ideas. They had everything just like flowed so well, and it was a very fun movie. I guess that's all I need to kind of want to say about it. And I guess since I don't know when I'm going to make another video, there's one other subject I guess I'll move on to because I it's just been on my mind a lot, and I don't know when I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm doing with YouTube or with my life. I don't know anything. But yeah, the other thing that's been on my mind a lot lately is AI. It is freaking me out. Like it's moving really fast. It seems like it's already so powerful, and like it's almost like every week there's all these new announcements coming out, and man, that's just like a huge unknown. And I there are so many different predictions of like what's going to happen, what's it going to mean, are we all going to lose our jobs? Like AI can program already. um, I mean, it can do so many things. It can program, it can teach you languages. Like I tried learning Spanish from it, and I can just ask it any question, and it can like explain specific things to me. I can tell it like, can you role play with me in Spanish? Like, can you pretend that you're like Goku from from Dragon Ball, and like I don't know, I'm Piccolo, and we're gonna go fight Vegeta or something. I don't know. You can like create weird scenarios and like practice in Spanish in any way you want to. The only thing it can't do yet is voice. Um, it can teach you stuff, like it can be a teacher, and I'm just like, what does all this mean? Like, it's it's changing so fast, and like I don't know what. Um, I'm just like really worried about the future because we live in a capitalist society, and um, if this super intelligent thing can do all the stuff we can do better, it's scary because we don't know what it means, and then I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It's like it can. They talk about AGI, where it will become like a super intelligence that's like constantly improving itself. And what would that mean for humanity? Like it can already create um, pictures and stuff, and it's starting to be able to do videos. And eventually, we know it's going to be able to create games. I have a hard time like understanding what it means for humanity. Like, what does it mean to be human? Like, if the AI can create a game, and the game is like beautiful with a beautiful story and gameplay or something, and it can create it faster than a human, and then what does it mean to create games at that point? Like, will there still be significance? And then I'm wondering, like, like when I stop working at my current job, like if I want to take a break and go back to making games, then will the AI have already learned how to create games, and will I still be able to make games? And it's just weird. It's a very weird world. And I'm not too comfortable with the direction that all that is going, especially just with a general like lack of empathy on the internet. Some people get like satisfaction out of AI taking over things, but I'm more on the side of like artists and stuff. Like if an AI can just create everything, then it's like I don't know. It's like our entire society like doesn't work. Like there would have to be some sort of universal basic income or something. It's just another thing that's been on my mind just throughout like the last month. I don't even really have anything smart to say about it. I'm just feeling kind of worried about it because there's so much uncertainty. And the only thing that helped me was I talked with my coach. I have a coach in addition to a therapist. And I talked to her about it, and we both were just sort of saying that we feel really uncomfortable about it, and we feel scared of it, and just sort of talking about that helped me to feel better. So I don't know. I'm just putting my thoughts out there. Not much too else to say. Is that a correct sentence? Not much too else? Not much else to say. Yeah. Life is weird. Today's Easter, by the way. In Uruguay, they don't they don't celebrate religious holidays, so they call it Tourism Week. I don't know if today has a special name, but like the whole like week of Easter, they call it Tourism Week, and they sort of like encourage people to I don't know, travel and see stuff, and a lot of people travel around this time. I played an awesome game. I have been wanting to play it for a while. It's called Chained Echoes. It's sort of like a combination of Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI, but like with kind of like a modern take on it, like more modern graphics and modern game mechanics. And it was a really cool game. Highly recommend it. Things are pretty quiet here in Uruguay. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I have no energy. I have no energy to do anything besides my job, basically. And like my main goal, like, is to get through the week and to do my job and keep my job and to like prove myself valuable at the company because I don't know when AI is going to be able to do what I can do. So I've just tried to like become one of the best people because it's probably likely that less skilled people will get replaced first. I know this is like a really disturbing thing to think about, but it's something that I think about, and that's another reason why like I try to do really good work at my job because there's also a lot of tech layoffs happening, and I don't really want to be one of those people. Not for so many years, like when I was doing like Super Mario Crossover, when I was doing indie game dev, we had like no money, and it's sort of like traumatic for me to think about going back to that because now we have like a reasonable amount of money. We can sort of live comfortably. Like we were able to move to a different country, which is pretty expensive, and I get worried when I think like, oh no, I might lose my job. So that's kind of why I put a lot of energy into it, and it's probably more likely that I will just be doing YouTube stuff like this from time to time. I guess this is kind of the modern incoherent ramblings. Maybe I will call this video Incoherent Ramblings because I also thought about buying a video camera and doing like vlogs or something. I've always found that word really weird. Vlog. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go now. See ya.